Good morning, everyone. Welcome you all, and happy weekend to everyone. So today we are going to discuss about crude oil futures targets, crude oil's Monday targets. What will be the short term scenario for the crude oils? What are the news are related to the crude oils which are flashing today? Right? We are going to discuss. We are going to analyze in a deep manner. We are going to analyze the chart as well, the crude oil international WTI futures as well, and the Indian crude oil as well. So we're gonna discuss about the both things, right? So I would request you guys, please see this video full, right? Don't skip these videos. If you're going to skip the videos, probably you're not able to understand, because I do blogging instantly. Even I don't know like where I'm going to give targets, where I'm going to give the fundamental and knowledge and all these things. Even I'm not sure about it. I just go with the flow. All right. So as you can see, this is my channel, and welcome you all to Ajay Blog Lovers channels. Please go and subscribe the channels, and don't forget to hit the bell icon and select all to get all the notification in your inbox, in your Gmail, in your YouTube, right? Okay, so let's not waste the time and start discussing about. So what are the news are coming? First of all, we are going to discuss about the news, because as I said, like guys earlier as well, right, the news is critical. The news is all about in crude oil and natural gas for at least now, because the current scenario was about news and sentiments and all this. I would say like the technical chart is something like 30% and the 70% belongs to the news, right? So if you have this kind of something which you can get the news at the earliest, I think that is going to be very useful for us, because if any news comes, for example, like the China oil crisis, right? So that definitely will derive like the demand will be more, right? So you can predict like the crude oil will go further up, right? So if you get a news now, you can predict the pricing very well, right? But the condition is you should know all these news at the earliest, right? See, if market already corrected according to all this news, then probably it will be a waste, because by the time it will reach to you, market already goes up, right, or down. So that's my request, that please always focus on news if you are going to trade in natural gas and crude oil as well. I'm gonna make a different natural gas videos as well, right, for my international users and for Indian users as well, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and see the news. Okay, so the first news which are flashing in your screen, right? All see worst week in five from China COVID Iran deal threat. So let's have a complete analysis what exactly they are going to tell, because today there's no any kind of trading is going on. So let's discuss in a very deep manner. Okay. Okay, so it's hard to imagine all having a worst week in five just before the start of an OPEC meeting. Yet I say, so okay, guys, I was keep telling in my all the videos, guys, right? Please go and check my all the videos, because that's what's happening here. They are telling like why this worst week in five, because there is a OPEC meeting as well. Like OPEC meeting conclusion is yet to come, dosto. Okay, so it's still coming OPEC meeting. So once something decide, and I already know what is going to decide in the OPEC meeting, because when you in the crude oil market and you search each and every international news, right, you would have an idea now the what OPEC meeting conclusion is coming. I'm here just guessing what will be the OPEC meeting. Conclusion will come. It is something like they are not going to do any kind of supply cut. Yes, guys, this is my observation, because they can't do it, right? Iran and Iraq is in market now. Okay, if they do the supply cut, nobody is going to deal with OPEC, right? And they don't want to do it. That is their business. Main business is all about oil, right? They can't do that, right? So that's quite common sense, that what coming in the OPEC meeting, right? Because earlier the OPEC was threatening to the whole world that we are not able to supply the all crude oils and all, right? So everybody was scaring that crude oil prices will increase, and that will be a big problem for all over the global, right? But now this is not going to happen, because Iraq also came into the picture, right? The lockdown of nearly 18 million people in China take up Shenzhen over a new COVID firefight pulled crude future down from Friday's height with initially. Okay, so the left what is the news related? WITA was down in the previous season, losing Wednesday, and Brent, the London traded group, settled Friday. No, we don't want this kind of news. Key stake in Shenzhen, but down public transport and extended carbon public. That and all these things is not related to any kind of crude related stuff. All market participants said that while the language emerging from the discussion seemed confusing, the intent for a deal among the participant was clear. I think it is going to happen. No, nothing. So the here expectation are initially heavy with OPEC will push for the production cut at the meeting in the order to get oil prices up and make up for the recent losses in the crude oil. So those guys try to understand that what OPEC. Trying to play a game, right? Because see, their main business, as I said in every video, side OPEC is all about oil. If you just remove the oil from the OPEC, the country will collapse because they don't have any domestic market at all. They don't know anything about it. Even they don't know farming, they don't know anything at all, right? They just know to make a tourist place in Arab countries, okay, and get some revenues, okay, and from the oil. So these are the two sectors, you know. So now they know that they don't know anything, okay. And they don't have any business at all. They don't know anything, they don't know manufacturing, nothing, they don't know, you know. So you can say like illiterate peoples only, they knows about like how to sell the crude oil. So they are just doing, you know, these kind of politics only related to crude oil, you know. So that and all these things commentary you'll get it in OPEC as well. Maybe coming week when the conclusion will come, then again you'll get something. But I'm damn sure that there will not be any kind of any kind of supply cut. I'm damn sure about it. If my research is good, probably you will see, because you know that Iraq is there, right? They can't do anything. Now go to the next news. What is the next news is telling, right? Okay, so here we are. G7 agree on Russian oil price scheme. So I hope you know what is G7. G7 is a group of seven countries. Basically, all the developed countries are there. They always have a discussion whenever it comes to, you know, economy or any kind of political diplomat discussion and all these things. Okay, so now they are discussing like what to do for oil, right? So Russia vow to halt oil export to countries that impose completely absurd price caps. So that and all these things just keep coming, right? We will simply not supply oil and petroleum product to such companies or states that impose restriction and will not work non-competitive. That is the Russia statement, right? Uh, okay, so Russian statement. Okay, now what Europe is saying, right? Okay, we confirm our joint political intention to finalize and implement a comprehensive provision of services which enable maritime transportation of Russian oils and crude oils and petroleum product globally. G7 finance in the joint center. The provision of such services would only be allowed if the oil and petroleum products are purchased at the below price determined by. So this is what happening, right? The, you know, like okay, first of all, I'll tell you guys, there can be a huge risk in the Europe. There is a high inflammation, and there's a quite, you know, I can see like, you know, quite symptoms for recession in Europe, right? So what they are trying to do is, when whatever they are trying to import, even you know, they are importing so many things from India as well, and they are asking at the less prices like cotton, right? They also want cotton in less price. The same goes for the crude oil, right? They want Russia to give them in a cheaper price, you know. Okay. So these discussions are coming, and the Russia, you know, that there's a tussle is going on. Russia will not do that, right? Because of US. US is the main problem here, I would say. Like Russia and Europe is not a problem. Main problem is the US. You know, so that is the things are going on. So there's no, I would say, like conclusion. The idea behind the price cap is not to permit countries that have not imposed ban by Russian oil as long as price it's below a predetermined. They are going to cap. I hope you know about the price cap. What is the price cap and all? So let me tell you guys, the price cap is basically they are going to settle the price, okay, for at least like if I say like if I'm seeing very huge inflation, right? So you know, I have this kind of you know, prediction that moving forward, the country who produce the oils, right, they can increase the price. So what I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna speak to those countries, okay, and I set a price cap. Okay, for at least 2 or 3 months, that will be the price cap. You can't increase the price, okay, and even the lower price also, they will not able to buy. So the fixed price, right? So that's what they are trying to do it, right, European. But there are some problems are there, because Russia is not going to agree on that, because their business is also main these only oil and natural gases, fertilizers, right? If they are not you know, supplying in a high price, then what Russia will do? Russia economy will collapse, right? So these are geopolitical things are coming on. All now coming to the crude oil, we'll discuss about the crude oil. So what crude oil chart is telling, right? Okay, so I hope my all the subscribe get a very good profit. I think it's came from 97 to 86, right? So patience is really required, guys. Okay, I'll tell you guys, when you are thinking to invest in crude oil, to do trade in crude oil and natural gas, the first thing should come in your mind that you are dealing with a very, very, very high volatile market. Okay, and you should assume, if you are jumping in this business, you should assume that you will see this volatile and you have to take care the volatile. Okay, that should not be like, because so many subscribers, jump into this business in crude oil and natural gas, and then they can't face this volatility, right? From 87, if it goes to 91, they start scaring. That is quite natural, but you need to understand that you are in such kind of business where it will happen in current stages, right? So first you have to be prepared. Okay, see, if you want to become a politician, okay, you should know like what politician faces, what kind of problem politician faces, right? Otherwise you will not jump into the political business, right? The same goes for here. Okay, so you need to assume that you are going into this kind of very high volatile market, so you have to absorb the risk. Okay, because you can see like here anything can happen from 97 to 87. It just hardly took 2 days, right, guys? Okay, so you need to understand all this concept. Okay, the second thing is, as I already said, and I want to say to my foreign investors, right, that if you are going to trade in this, right, you need to do an SIP, right? Just like insurance premium, guys, you everybody pay insurance premium, whether it's out of India or Indian users, everybody pay premium, right? Yearly pay, monthly pay, right? So monthly, if you pay premium, that kind of SIP, right? Okay. If you do a term plan also, you paying monthly, that is also SIP, right? So same, why don't you go for crude oils, right? So you have to invest in the crude oil in SIP manners. If you do in SIP manners, trust me, guys, you're always going to reduce the risk, right? So see, if I do have a lot of capacity of doing SIP and all this, maybe probably the other users, they don't have that much amount. So I would just give you an example, like if somebody have a 2 lakh rupees and he want to do a trade in crude oils, somebody have a five, okay, I'll take a cap of 5 lakh, right? Okay, then he can divide that 5 lakh in three portions, right? 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs, and 1 lakhs, right? In that he can do. So it depends, like if he's seeing like, okay, there is a short targets are there, then he can initially invest 3 lakh rupees rather than 2 lakh rupees, right? So in that perspective, if you do now, so there will be very high chances that you are going to reduce your risk and you will be getting a good profit at all. Okay, so 1 week chart, I would say like 87.25 is there. I can see like it is going to be, I'm in favor right now. I would say like it will go up, you know, and this is what I saying, like, because usually I always say like short it, but right now I can see like it can go up, it can again shoot, right? 3 month, yes, I would say like it will again shoot it. Okay. So my target will be 90 again, 87.25 and 90 targets will be there. Okay. And my SL will be 85. Nowadays, because my all subscribers know that I was keep giving targets of 85. The 85 still will exist, but 85 will not come like this, because 85 is a very crucial, very, very crucial. So I would say like here again it will go to 90, and then probably it can take a U-turn, or maybe after 19 we will see the graph and technical chart and we can see. Okay, so my opinion is 87.25, here I can see 90. Okay, 90 targets. Okay, and go for 6 months. I would say it will not go further, because if it is going to go further, then it is going to collapse the graph. And trust me, guys, if here it is going to go below 85, right, I would say like 75 or 78 are coming. There's a huge steep fall will happen if it is going to cross 85, if it is going to go down 85, right, guys? So 1 year chart suggests the same. I would say there will be a sharp recovery here, because we have a strong resistance here. Okay, so we already have seen 1 day to 1 year. Okay, let's go to the MCX. Okay, MCX, what MCX says, 6 9,000, as I said you guys, that 7,000 is a critical one, right? Okay, so it already breached 7,000, but I would say like it can go further. I won't see. I would suggest here a buy. Okay. There again, as I said, in the international market as well, there can be a spike as well. So I would say like in Indian users don't trade, until unless it cross 6700. If if it goes below 6900, then I would suggest don't trade at all. Don't trade, because it can go anywhere. Okay, 6000, below 6900, there will be huge chances it will goes down, but I don't think so, because international market crude oil chart is saying something else, and we all know that international crude oil market only drives the MCX, right? So I would say suggest no trade here in Indian markets. Okay, so let's focus on international market. What international market says. Today is Saturday, probably maybe in evening there will be more news, probably Sunday there will be more news, and based on that, all this figure can also be changed. So I'll keep posting the videos. If you want to see my videos on right time, all news on your screen, please go and subscribe my channel and select all by clicking on the bell icon. Okay, so you get all the notification in your bucket. So soon I'm going to post a video on natural gas as well, so be there. Okay, and I just want to have a disclaimer, right, that whatever I'm sharing here is just my opinion. My channel is completely educational purpose, right? So I would suggest, like, taking any opinion, you should consult to your financial advisor, or you should consult yourself. I always suggest that you should consult yourself, you do your own research. Everything is available in investing.com and other in Google's as well. Like, you can search anything whatever you wanted, right, guys? Please always focus on the news. Okay, I'm not responsible for of your any trade and profit and losses. You are have the responsibility and the accountability, guys. Okay, so make sure you focus on research. Okay, and get the news as soon as possible. Try to find a link, uh, aid in the community, in stock market community. Okay, and get the news at the earliest. Okay, so with this code, this is Ajay and signing off.